All right, ladies, this is the Concealed Mistress. I haven't been on YouTube making recordings for a long time. I have a corporate job that takes priority, but I had to come and talk about this here election that we just had. Um, I sort of knew it was going to turn out the way that it did. I was, you know, preparing for the worst in my head and hoping for the best. And then you see what happened. Okay, so today I want to talk about Black women. They're opting out. They said they are done. They don't care about these elections. They don't care what happened to y'all. You know, I feel them. I agree. I totally wholeheartedly agree, especially if you've been a person that's a social justice warrior for all your life. It's time to take a rest and focus on yourself. One of my favorite content creators for many years ago, Brooklyn Blue, aka Kendall St. Charles, she used to always tell Black women to stop it. And she was talking about that in regards to Black men and Black women in relationships. Well, she also used to tell Black women to stop being social justice warriors because it puts your life in danger anyway. But um, Black women may finally stop it. Stop marching for everybody. Stop putting everybody's justice before your own. This may be an opportunity to regroup and change and go in different directions. We'll see. We'll see. Everything is a we'll see. Next year is a we'll see. We'll see how it goes. So, what I wanted to do, I wanted to go and look at some TikTok videos, women sharing their thoughts and opinions about the election. I mean, it's so comical. You have to make it comical to keep from crying. You got to laugh to keep from crying because this stuff is America showed us who they are. I mean, listen, I've always known, it's just that once again, when it's right in your face, it's shocking. It's absolutely shocking. But anyway, y'all Black women said, you know what? Eh, we done with the shit. Screw it. We're done. So we're gonna watch some TikTok videos. Let's see what the sisters are talking about here. I support them 100%, quite honestly. Here we go. Let's see.
This message is for Black women and Black women only. Today, the entire country let us know where we effectively told us. We are tired of the popular narrative, if you're in trouble, go find a Black woman. Don't. We are in the front lines of so many marches and causes that have very little to do with us. That's got to stop. For the next 4 years, we got to pour into each other and ourselves like we've been pouring into other people. We are constantly getting let down, beat down by everybody around us. That's got to stop. From now on, we literally need to mind our business. Don't ask us for nothing because we're taking this moment to rest. Don't expect anything because we're taking this moment to rest. Black women, we got to pour into ourselves, into our families, and other Black women. I'll admit, I'm not completely surprised that this happened. The entire world has never held back on their dislike and disdain for Black women. And as Black women, we just continue to love and pour into the world anyway, even though they don't like us. Over the next 4 years, we've got to mind our business. We've got to start a business, start earning and saving. We have to start pouring into ourselves and each other, Black women. And then we got to rest. We're going to rest. This message is for Black women and Black women.
I know that's right.
Today,
Zora Neale Hurston once said, and I believe in one of her books, she said, the Black woman is the mule of the world. Yeah, I definitely believe that. From around the world, we're always somebody's footstool, somebody's cleanup woman, one way or the other. Let's see. Got a lot of stuff here. Listen to the sister, see what she's talking about.
All 93%.
of the women that voted for Kamala. What if we all localize, pick a blue state, and go there together, giving me that we are ready for Tulsa, Alabama 2.0.
Mm.
It's giving that we are ready to congregate amongst each other and thrive without tearing each other down. It's giving that we are ready to be the change that we've always wanted. And it's giving me that we realize that that change is only going to come. What a beautiful revelation. Now's the time, y'all. I think we could do it. Pick a blue state. Any blue state. I'm thinking Denver, Colorado, or DC, Washington. I'll let y'all tell me in the comments. The idea, just the idea, feels like the safest place on earth.
Mm.
What if?
You know, the thing about moving to a blue state, I'm in Texas. Texas has their moments, but you know, with some of these blue states, there's crime out of control, certain pockets, certain cities, not the entire state. Then with some of these blue areas, you know, you got to go out to the country to find peace because the city is just, you know, haphazard in some areas. But something to think about moving to a blue state. We shall see. Yeah, a lot of times we will get involved and try to fight other people's battles. Are y'all going to be stopping white women from getting their behinds kicked? I don't know. I never did get involved, but yeah, we will see. All right, let's take a look at some of these other ladies as well.
If you are a Black woman, start a YouTube channel. Let's start a network of Black women YouTubers who do a variety of content, gaming, day in the life, makeup.
I think that was one of my ones that I had before. Lock in season. Let's see what this young lady is saying.
A few things we should take away from this. Number one, spend your money wisely or not at all. If you have been playing around in the financial department, the economic department, whatever you want to call it, now is the time to lock in. As we've seen, no group of people who have been in power, who have had the most amount of resources for such a long period of time, is just going to willingly start dispersing resources to the rest of the world. No. And actually, now they're going to make it a lot harder for us to acquire said resources. So stop spending unnecessarily. Build your emergency fund. Start investing. Budget the money that you do have. And if you can, start making a plan to open up different sources of income because you're going to need more than one. I hate to break it to you, but unless you're over that $300,000 a year mark, you could use more income. And we have to be honest about this stuff. We have to talk about it. We have to have it out in the open. Yes, things suck. This is not the most favorable situation for a lot of us. But now we have to get to a point where we're going to start making actionable plans so that we can save ourselves. Women, you need to have some kind of weapon with you at all times. If you are not on birth control, you need to shut that down. If you want to take a chance with someone that could potentially take the condom off, something could rip, any kind of accident can happen, you do that. But the margin of error in that department is going to be close to none. There will be no room for error. So take your proper precautions and let's lock in for the next 4 years and make of this what we can.
You know, one of the things that I was listening to somebody on YouTube, one of the content creators say, you know, during the last Trump administration, mainstream media made a ton of money because every day they talked about Trump antics. And I thought about that. In what ways can you figure out how to make money, good money, in this Trump administration? Maybe you want to do a channel talking about Trump antics like mainstream media, because for the next 4 years, we're all going to be bitching and complaining. So, yeah, we could do that. But I will try to find some way to capitalize on what's going to happen in the next 4 years. There'll be some opportunities, hopefully. Um, but once again, my running statement here now is we shall see.
Time for a video for white women. Please listen to this video all the way through. I hear you and agree, but please, about 50% of white women voted for Trump and his buddies. It's not just swimkers, straight white male Christian Republicans. Better start talking to women as well. Could not agree more. White women, straight white male Christian Republicans are taking rights away from everybody in this country, including you. And for some reason, a lot of you continue to believe your politicians without fact checking. And as they take rights away from every single other minority that is not like them, there will be nobody left to fight for us when we get ours taken away last. So when they tell you that they're banning abortions completely to save babies, and when they're banning things from the trans community to save babies, they're doing it because you're nurturing and they can manipulate you with those narratives. So as your politicians tell you things and you need to fact check, let me show you how. A simple Google search will show you abortion bans will
Right.
result in more women dying. I will sit here while all of the places that you can find this information go by my head. Politicians are telling you that they are banning abortion to save babies, and I am showing you that it kills women. They lie to you. National Library of Medicine. Women are dying. So if these politicians that you trust so much are so pro-life, what would they do? Have an abortion ban with exceptions to save the lives of women who need it. What are the straight white Christian male Republicans doing? Taking the current abortion bans that have exceptions to save the lives of women and changing them to full abortion bans with no exceptions. Look at the bills that they are passing. Actually, I'll just show you. Look at all of the red states. Full abortion bans. And I will explain why this is a big part of what they're doing at the end. Oh, did they tell you that the attack on the trans community was to protect children? Well, they're coming for adults now. They're coming for adults' rights now. Did they tell you that? Or did they tell you that it was about the children and I'm showing you that they lied? With proof. Here it is. You need to fact check. Oh, you still don't really care because your politicians tell you that sex and gender are the same thing and the trans community have a mental illness? Well, a simple Google search will tell you that everybody disagrees with your lying politicians. Yale disagrees, Planned Parenthood disagrees, Psych Central disagrees, Wikipedia disagrees. So instead of listening to your lying politicians, you could literally go anywhere on Google to fact check them and prove to yourself that WebMD should be telling you that trans people do in fact exist and your politicians are lying to you. Oh, you don't really care because it doesn't affect you? What about when they come after no-fault divorce? That's right. You won't be able to divorce your husband just because you want to.
Ooh,
Proof.
I'm glad I'm not married anymore.
Proof. How much more proof do you need that they do not want you to have rights? Proof. It's unbelievable. So white women, ask yourself the logical question. Do these straight white male Christian Republicans who are passing bills that push people of color, gay people, and trans people out of their states or gerrymander and draw lines to rig elections and suppress Black votes and do full abortion bans and come after no-fault divorce so that the straight white Christian male Republicans stay in power, are married to white women who serve them and cannot leave and are forced to carry white babies to birth? And if you can't and you die, well, what were you worth anyway? Have an agenda. Do they have that agenda based on everything that I just showed you? Or do I have an agenda? Like some of the people in my comments, because I'm advocating for the trans community, saying I'm indoctrinating children and that I have an agenda. So let's play a game. What is it? What is my agenda? Because I am a successful medical device rep thriving in society. I'm healthy physically, mentally, emotionally, financially. I've got a great social and family life. I travel. I am infinitely happy every single day. And you cannot find a lie on my page. What is my agenda? So do the straight white male Christian Republicans with the track record in history that they have manipulating you to fit their agenda and use your reproduction to do it. And you just don't even know it. So if you're a white woman who doesn't think that you're affected because you don't live in a red state, they're gerrymandering and trying to come after the entire country. So if you don't think that this will affect you, that means that you, when you get married, everything will go well, smooth, and you will never need to leave. That when you have a baby, when you're pregnant, that the pregnancy goes smoothly and you never need to abort to save your life. That when you have a baby, they are not gay, trans, or babies of color because they will not have the same rights. That is all the things that you're assuming with what is going on in this country right now. And because white women are not affected as much yet, or at least they don't think that they are for some reason, they are not speaking up for all of the other people that are under attack right now. It's selfish. And this is happening and it's spreading and I'm showing people with proof. So it's time to start opening your eyes, white women. Time for a video for white women. Please listen to this video all the way through. I hear you and agree, but please, about 50% of white women voted for.
Yeah, she ripped up. She ripped up asses. Came with the receipts. I think the problem today is most of us don't even read. So yeah. People are so misguided and blinded by what they want to hear that they're not listening. They're not going to do the research. They're not going to read anything.
Black women have every reason to never trust white women in this country.
Oh my.
I said what I said. To my Black women that are my friends, if we follow each other on here, my acquaintances, I'm sorry. You don't ever have a reason to trust white women again. 52% voted against their own best interest over race. You'll never convince me that wasn't why. And I'm sorry. For those of you who wasted your third-party vote, I'm so disgusted and disheartened. You knew that they would never put that third party in office, so you wasted your vote, and it made a difference. It made a difference in the states where he won. So don't ask me for shit. Black women
Wow.
have every reason to never.
You know, I have gotten to the point in my life where, yeah, if I'm not friends with any white women, I'm all right with it.
You know, it is interesting
I'm all right with it.
to see
We're going to hear from a Black man's perspective.
in the comment sections of Black folks.
He had a really good
particularly
video
Black
here.
women, especially as Black women declare that they are done. And let me say this. As a Black man who loves Black women unapologetically, they done. All of these folks who are coming in trying to, pretend that, oh no, we need to come together. I've even seen some Black people say that. Right? And I'm gonna say this. I know we have a propensity as Black people to want to see justice and fairness, and I get it. So I'm not going to attack the Black people who are asking for you. I'm not. What I'm going to tell you is, pause. You pause. Let this play out. Because one thing is for certain, two things is for sure. Black people, in particular, Black women, have been taken for granted in this country for far too long. Anti-Blackness and misogynoir have been the law of the land far too long. So all these folks that are wanting to come up, because here's what I know also. Most, if not all, social justice movements in this country that actually mean something for anybody have to have Black women in them.
Black
The
women
rest
actually
of the
start
shit
them.
is performative. You want to know why black women are so integral? Is because
Black women started the civil
are the
rights movement,
bedrock
quiet as it's kept,
of
but
how American
Hmm.
society treats those they hate. Black women have endured far more, sadly, from not just white people, but even internally from other black people. So they have a unique perspective and they have a level of resilience that some people just cannot even fathom. So while everybody was around here tap dancing, talking about, oh, we have to protect Palestine, nobody was listening to black women. Nobody wanted to hear black women when they were saying we're tired. Nobody was sitting there when black women were saying we're making the decisions we're making because we feel like we have to. No one had any nuance. No one had any understanding. And now, as you're watching all of these news stories coming up about the people in Dearborn, Michigan, right? Let's do the story about who Dearborn, Michigan really is. Let's hear from the black people who live around that area, not just the Arab and Middle Eastern folks. Now, all of the things that black people have been saying incessantly are coming to fruition.
Hmm.
But the other thing that I'm proud to see is the fact that black people as a whole, we're recognizing that, yeah, we've done enough. It's been 50, 60 years, right? We've been sitting here patiently, trying to be, good citizens and this, that, and the third. And we kept getting things thrown in our face. So all the white people, I don't care what your political ideology is, all of that, especially white leftists, especially y'all. Because y'all like to use the Malcolm X quote, but he was really talking about y'all. He was really talking about y'all. Because see, you use liberal as a way to disguise who you really are. Because none of you are dismantling patriarchy. None of you are dismantling capitalism. None of you are having conversations or even embedded it's listening to the people who are truly impacted by what this white-driven society has been doing.
No, they don't want to dismantle it.
Reference a few black authors.
Not capitalism.
Think because, hey, I'm white and I read, then I am an authority. No. So what's going to happen now is it's your time to shine. It really is. Because at this particular point, black people were too dumb to know what we needed to do for ourselves. So guess what? We're going to keep being dumb and keep figuring out what we need to do for ourselves while y'all figure out how to talk to the Republicans who now control every aspect of this society.
That's right.
Now y'all will be able to talk to your friends, your family members, your partners, the same people that you would lay down beside, but you're on social media trying to lecture black people about what we needed to do. Yeah, we peep game. Y'all were so hell-bent out here making your personalities this social justice leftist warrior. Meanwhile, you're having dinner with your conservative parents and grandparents, aunts, uncles, boyfriends, and girlfriends, while trying to portray to black people that you give a damn about social justice. So when I tell you I love black women, I love black women. They say enough is a damn enough. And I'm here for all of them.
All right.
It is.
Wow. That was a mouthful. I am so glad that people are speaking up. People are speaking up. They're like, we're done. There's nothing more you can really do. There's nothing more that you can do at this point, but just let things be the way they are, And I'm going to tell you for myself and maybe a lot of black women out there, you need to figure out financial situation for next year. That's going to be the biggest thing because we don't know
Dear Black
what's going to
America,
happen.
Thank you. Thank you so much for just always showing up. Always showing up and just being at the forefront of what's right and for change and for justice and just always being there for others. People can say whatever they want. People can
get mad and upset. The fact that you all are tired, that you don't want to try anymore, that you just are done,
Yeah, let it blow up.
especially when it comes to Gaza and pro-Palestinians.
Let me tell you about the Gaza thing. When the war first broke out on my Facebook page, I lightly talked about it, but then I decided as a Black person, I don't have no skin in the game because you're talking about two groups of people that wouldn't, first of all, they have a history of, both sides have a history historically of treating Black Africans uh, in a very inferior and disrespectful way. I have no skin in the game, none whatsoever. Um, that's something that their people that live here, they need to be marching for as they have been, and they need to be fighting for the rights of their people there. And they did make their vote be known in Michigan that they weren't voting for Kamala or for Trump. I think a lot of them voted for Jill Stein, is what I was seeing on social media. But at the same time, understand that Chester Cheeto does not like them Muslims at all, and they're on the list with Hispanics and Latinos. So the way that they're talking for next year, the plan is to not only deport illegals, but to deport people who have done their due diligence and they've gotten their citizenship legally. You know how much money people have to pay for their citizenship in this country? And I heard Canada is very expensive, thousands of dollars. And it takes people sometimes years to accumulate that money. And you mean to tell me that, quote unquote, they want to denaturalize people? What is that? That's not even a real thing. But, we shall see. It may or may not happen, but, they're coming for everybody who is not natural born American citizens. But look, after they get through with them, they're going to come after women. They're going to come after Black people. I mean, it's just a list. I think they just have a list. So at any rate, let's continue.
You tried helping when you could, when you were able to, but it wasn't good enough. It was
Always get shitted on.
performative. It wasn't enough. It wasn't enough. And finally, when it was time that you needed others to show up for you and for themselves too, actually, in the long run, you didn't show up. No one showed up.
We're used to it.
And
it even happens in our families. Some of us show up for people in our families continuously, and they pretty much give us their asses to kiss. So a lot of us are used to it. That's why I hope Black women are sincere when they say they're out of the game. Go do something else. Stop being social justice warriors. It's time for other groups of people to get up and do their own fighting. And it's like, even when they do decide to get up and do their own fighting, there's normally some Black people in the midst of the marches or trying to spearhead some type of movement to help other groups of people. We got to stop it. We got to stop it. I have a saying, selfish people live longer.
Now that the elections are over, people are coming to you expecting for comfort, expecting to, what are we going to do? Or, oh, well, let's keep going, fighting other rights and everything, other things that are going on in the world. You're done. You're tired. You're exhausted.
Absolutely, we are. Absolutely, we are. And it's about time. It's about time to stop muling for other groups of people. Stop being the sacrificial lamb. Just stop it. Stop caring. Focus on your own lives, your own families, and what you want to achieve. The next 4 years might be rocky for people, you know, and you don't have time to put your lives on the line and go fight for people that they wouldn't even show up at the polls, you know. And I'll talk about this in another video. I wasn't a fan of Kamala when they first announced she was going to run for president. Um, I think it was they scrambled to find somebody, and she just was the ideal candidate. It seemed like over time she just showed no interest in being the next president. But I'll talk about that in another video. But I just want to say, Black women, kudos to you. Now I hope all of this hemming and hawing that y'all doing online talking about y'all done, y'all mean that y'all are done. So the next thing that pop off is going to be a lot of things pop off during Trump's administration. I need you to stand down. Now, if you want to have a commentary on social media so you can make some money, fine. But don't get out there in the marching in the front lines trying to help these folks. Let them figure it out. Let them mobilize themselves and let them figure it out. This is the concealed mistress. I hope that y'all take care of yourselves and stop the bullshit. Stop it. Just stop it.